All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting right into it. My opponent is going to sit to guard, and I'm going to try to establish grip so I can do my step through pass. This is the finals match of the San Diego International Open that I had last weekend. Obviously, as you can see from the last video, I'm facing the same guy. His name is Rico, and he plays a very good half guard. So right here, he's able to get me into the half guard position, and what I'm going to try to do is the same thing I tried to do when I fought him in the semifinals. I'm going to try to pry his legs open here and start to bury my head to get the over-under position. He's going to do a very good job of stopping that with a figure 4 lock, as you can see what he's doing with his feet there. So I'm trying to feed the lapel. Just like I did in the first match I had against him. I'm able to actually trap it against, trap his wrist in the with the lapel. I always feed that lapel out every time I roll, every time I do live sparring or anything like that. I always try to open up that lapel because I know I'm going to end up using it. So right here, I've got his arm trapped with that lapel, and I'm going to start to force his knee down and force my knee to the mat. Just the same way I passed in the first video is what I'm trying to do here for the finals match. As you can see, he's got a better grip of my feet here. He's locked it in a figure 4 position, and my ankle is now trapped instead of just the foot. So, and he's doing a good job of gripping the other leg to stop me from using it to pry open his guard. As you can see here, I'm able to kind of get my foot in there, but he's holding on to it, so I'm not really able to do it. So what I'm trying to do is work that arm up, keep pressure nice and heavy on the top half of his body while I try to figure out how I'm going to free my legs from the bottom half of his body. Like I said, he's got a very different grip on my feet than he had in the first time we went against each other, and now he's actively using his hands to hold my pants to stop me from trying to bring that leg over the top of his thigh to pry my leg open. So I'm able to bring that leg over the thigh, and I'm going to almost get it right here, get to the mount, but he's able to trap my leg right when I'm opening the guard and stuff the leg back into the half guard position here and stop me from getting the mount position. And ladies and gentlemen, if you watched the last video, that was the same way I was able to get into the mount position the first time. So as you can see, I'm trying to do the exact same thing, but he's going to be able to free his arm from that lapel grip that I had and use it to get into like a deep half position here. So my left leg is now trapped with his legs, and he's using his left arm to trap my right leg. But what I'm working on, which you can't really see, and I apologize, obviously this is a competition video and you're not going to be able to see 360 view of what's going on. What I'm doing is actually working on the choke right here. So as you can see, I've been able to feed that lapel around his neck, and I'm going for a cross collar choke position. He's going to do a very, very good job of defending it by gable gripping his arms across my leg, so I can't really get my arms as engaged into the cross collar choke and can't really bring my head down as far as I would like to finish it. I don't know actually how tight the choke was. I'm going to go for it for a few more times here. And that's actually one of the key mistakes I'm going to be making, which I'm going to talk about in the take. Actually, I'll just talk about it now. What I should be focusing on is position over submission. That's something I talked about in some of my other videos, where I'm actively need to be going for the position first and then get the submission. Now right here, I'm kind of having like tunnel vision because I think the choke is very, very tight. I could see it in his face that, you know, at some point the choke was getting tight, so I just keep going for it instead of just freeing my leg, which is only caught by the ankle right here in the deep half position. I keep focusing on the upper half of the body instead of trying to free my leg. So right here, he's able to get back into the deep half of his position. I was able to free my leg for only a minute, and I tried to backstep it back to start passing the guard, but he's able to lock it. So I'm in a very weird position right here. It's like deep half, but I'm not really off balance. As you can see, I'm putting my right foot out as far, it's very stapled on the mat, and I'm not really off balance here. I'm really just sitting on him, trying to bring my right leg down so I can start trapping his arm and freeing my left leg so I can just get into the mount position. As you can see, I'm going to look at the clock to see how much time we have left. I actually don't know how much time we have left. And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the people walking through the video. That's just going to happen because they're waiting for the matches to be over and walking to their mats. So right here, I still have that grip on the lapel across his neck, and I'm using that to kind of base, and I'm right here, I'm trying to go for like a paper cutter choke, where I just bring my forearm down across his neck and seeing if that will alleviate some of the position. So right there, I was able to, the pressure that from that paper cutter choke was able to free my leg, and I almost get to the mount position, but he turns to the side and starts to come up. So now he's fighting for my one leg, and I know that if I put my hips to the mat, then he's going to score the 2 points. So what I try to do here is post on my hands, make sure my hips do not touch the mat, because I'm not trying to have him score. And what I do is I use my weight and pressure him back down to the mat, and he gets back into the deep half position here. So right here, I'm still trying to work on what I want to do. I know I need to get his back flat to the mat and square him back to the mat, and then start to figure out how to pass. So right here, what I'm doing with my left arm is I'm trying to pry it under his legs, but then I decide to just kind of pry it under his arm. And I'm really just trying to force his back to the mat so I can figure out how I want to start passing the guard. So as you can see, he's got my leg nice and trapped, but I'm still able to put a lot of pressure on him, and his face is kind of turned into me. So what I'm trying to do is feed that lapel, and I realize I'm not going to really get anything. I need to focus on the underhook he has first, and that's going to be the way that I'm going to be able to flatten him to the mat. So right here, I try to start to pry my arm on the inside, using that lapel to pull towards me so I can flatten his back on the mat. And I'm able to flatten his back on the mat briefly, but he's obviously knows what I'm trying to do, and he's going to start turning to his side, and my leg is still trapped. So right here, I'm kind of just trying to feel if I can pull his leg free, pull his leg up and free my own leg. I'm not able to do it because he expertly figure fours his legs right here. So what I'm trying to do is literally just roll him to the back and start to free my right leg and bring it closer to me so I can start to pass this half guard. But he's doing a very, very good job of playing a half guard position here. So what I want to be doing is flattening his back, but he's, as you can see, his face is kind of in my lap and his back is clearly not on the back of the mat. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of force him down, and I'm obviously getting winded looking at the time, trying to figure out how much time I have left to work, and I'm just trying to really just force his back to the mat. He's going to try to come up here slightly, but I'm able to force him back down. I'm going to try to feed that lapel. There's only a few seconds left, and I'm literally just trying to feed that lapel and give one last burst of energy before the standard competition rolls are over. So that is the end of the roll. So here we start with the sudden death, and I'm trying to go for a collar drag, but he goes for an inside single, is able to pick up my leg, cut the angle, and trip me for the 2 points and get the win right there. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how the finals of the San Diego International Open went. A few of the takeaways: position, position, position over submission. There were quite a few times where I should have focused on passing instead of going for the choke. But I thought I had it, I got tunnel vision, and I wasn't able to solidify the choke and wasn't able to pass the guard this time around because I wasn't really focusing on passing the guard like I did in the semifinals. And in the overtime, I should have just gone for my blast doubles. That's usually what I do, blast doubles and single legs. But I felt to that I could grab, if I grabbed the grip really fast, I could throw him for a collar drag, but he went down for a what I normally would go for. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, just focus on passing, solidifying the position before the submission, and in sudden death, just go for my tried and true takedowns that I know work for me. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the roll. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.